Hey there, this is Jason, and I want to talk again about my Spice Zee Nectaplum. Nectaplum is peach, nectarine, and plum, all wrapped into one. It's an ornamental tree. It has these beautiful dark red leaves that pop out that gradually turn to green as the season progresses, and it's one of my favorite trees in the orchard. As a nectaplum, as a peach, nectarine, and plum tree, it is susceptible to peach leaf curl, and leaf curl tends to hit this tree a little bit harder than the other trees. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it's the color that just makes it stand out more. But fortunately for me, and this is true for all of my trees, because I'm in zone 10 down here in San Diego County, the initial growth will have leaf curl, but then once the rainy season ends, which is sometime in March, April, depending on the year, that's when the new growth starts to shoot out. And you can see here the new growth, that new tender growth, is not affected by leaf curl. So that rainy season, the moisture in the air, that helps spread the fungus just a little bit. So once that stops and it dries out a little bit more, the leaf curl goes away. The affected leaves will eventually drop off, and you would never know in a month's time that there was any leaf curl at all. So that's issue number one. That bothers me a little bit because this is an ornamental tree, and I do want this tree to look nice. I did position it near the entrance to my orchard, and it is positioned in a spot where I can see it when I'm in my backyard. So do I spray a copper fungicide on here? Do I introduce a chemical down here to get rid of the leaf curl, or do I just let nature take its course? I'm still wrestling with that for next year. The second thing that I'm battling here, and this is actually been occurring for a number of years, and that is that I've been getting a lot of western flower thrips, and the damage that they've caused here is pretty evident on my fruit. So thrips, their host plant is pretty much every single tree that I have out here. They go after apples, they go after grapes, they go after peaches, they go after nectarines, and the Spice Zee Nectaplum is going to be one of their host plants. So they come in and they suck the nutrients out of the plant, and they will specifically target flowers. So when these fruit are in their flower stage, they'll come along and bite away at the bottom and suck out the nutrients. Fortunately, it doesn't really detract from the fruit's flavor or much on the inside of the fruit, but it does affect the outside skin. And you'll see here down at the bottom of this piece of fruit, there's some brown russeting, and that's the scars left over from the western flower thrips when they were munching away on these flowers just about a month ago. So I can deal with thrips by spraying spinosad, but again, I'm kind of back to that same question. Do I introduce that chemical? Or is this russeting, which really doesn't change the flavor profile, worth just living through? And this actually is not bad. Last year I had damage that was way, way worse. And then the third thing that I'm wrestling with here, and this wasn't anything that I could do, it's that we had a freak hailstorm about a month ago, and some of my fruit looks like it's been pecked away at by birds, but that's not bird damage, that's hail damage. So the hail came down from above. It actually blanketed my entire orchard. It looked like a fresh sheet of snow. But that has caused some damage to my fruit as well. So this tree has taken a beating, and we're only a few months into the growing season. But despite all that, this is still one of my favorite trees in the entire orchard. I love the way the leaves look. I love the taste of the fruit. And based on the likes and replies in my last video that featured the Nectaplum, there's quite a few of you out there that feel the exact same way. If you're having any of these problems on your Nectaplum, or if you're having any of these problems on any of your other trees, how are you dealing with them? Are you just letting nature do its thing, or are you treating these issues? And what has been your findings as a result of that? Let me know in the comments section. I'd love to learn from you. Thank you.